Yo, we're back. Yo,
He's a fucking wizard, dude.
you guys just missed Berto just completely making fun of me.
No, I complimented him.
Technology-wise, completely made fun of me. The guy was clowning me because, I muted the music, or I think I did. You guys might tell me I didn't. He's like, oh, look at you getting good over there. Just antagonizing me.
Yo, you know what it is, too, is that I also feel like people believe like their level of understanding of technology might be higher than it is sometimes. And
Another dig?
no, I'm not saying this about you. But you like will pick things up quickly. Like you just learned that on your own. I didn't tell you that was going to happen. You just figured it out. It was that button is there for a different purpose. But we ran into a problem and you solved it. All right? You solved it, and I will add, you solved it agilely.
Look at that. I mean, listen, it's when it's crunch time is when it counts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when it's wrecking time? When it's wrecking time?
When it's clobbering time? When it's clobbering time? Come on.
Don't turn me on. I'm wearing fucking tight pants. Not talk about clobber or anything. But it's Masters of None, episode 205. Episode 205. It's Tuesday. It's 7 p.m. We're here. We're live. And we are ready to rock.
That's it. When you just said it's Tuesday, it's 7 p.m., it just reminded me of how everybody needed to be reminded they had children when we were growing up. And it's like the 10 p.m. thing. I saw a meme like that. Cracked me up. It was like, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Now it's like moms are their kids' best friend and shit. They're like, drink at our house. I'm a cool mom. It's that kind of thing.
Parenting 100% has, you know what's funny? Parenting has changed completely. And I think that if you look at some of the style of parenting that like we had grown up at, like with, then like it's easy to kind of pass judgment on like our parents.
Yeah.
And it's easy to paint them even as like possibly they weren't bad parents, but you could illustrate it on paper to make them seem that way.
Yeah.
With like, just based on, little things like the, like you don't hit kids anymore.
No. You can't hit them anymore.
You're not allowed to hit them anymore.
A lot of them need to be hit.
Some of them need to be hit. Some of them should be hit.
Most of them need to be hit nowadays. They're crazy. These kids are crazy. When you see them out in public, they're feral.
Yeah.
These kids are feral. 100% they're wild children from the bushes.
Some kids do and say, that like show that came with the kids say the darndest things. Dude, some kids say and do the wildest shit.
It is crazy.
The craziest things.
Like juveniles are insane now. Like when you think about it, I mean, come on. What's going on with the dude that got convicted of killing Pop Smoke?
Oh, that kid is crazy. This is a weird one, and I'm glad you have your laptop here because I'm going to put you to work today. Bye. I don't get it. The guy who broke into that Los Angeles Airbnb and killed the New York rapper Pop Smoke, who accidentally leaked his location on Instagram earlier that day, was released from prison, but he was sentenced to life. I'm completely like flabbergasted. I'm like, are the California jails that full that they're just releasing convicted murderers with life sentences?
I don't know, because the thing is, he was a minor. That was the thing. He was a juvenile. So I think he got released from juvenile detention. It was... I think it's probably different. I don't think he was charged as an adult because he was underage, I believe. Let me look this up.
Damn, you think they hit him with like juvie life?
ACOD, like he got caught with a nick?
Nah, yeah. No, they hit him with juvie life. They're like, all right, you remain in jail for the rest of your juvenile age years.
For the rest of your teens.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could be.
The second day where they were just waiting for him to grow a pube. But I tell you one thing. He's already like going viral. He's tagging No Jumper and Adam 22 in his post talking about, don't talk about me unless you're going to pay me. And then going to the No Jumper store and like pulling up at the store, taking pictures in front of it.
Which is insane. I don't know what to think of when I see these people do this crazy stuff. Like run around this bold. I'm like, this is so lack of impulse control. There's no way that this isn't like your lizard brain. Dude, I'm like, use your head.
Yeah.
Like this is primal thoughts. Like this is like fucking caveman chest beating, like, ooh, fire. Like, to go and do this kind of stuff is crazy.
The pulling up to people's like hoods or houses is crazy to me. And it's not like it's not new. Tekashi did it in maybe 3-4 years ago when he showed up at O Block.
Yeah,
it was like 2 a.m, but he said it was like 10 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, I'm at O Block. Where y'all at? He's like, I've been here for 45 minutes. He said he took that video at like 3 a.m, got right back in the car. He was out there for like 2 minutes, if that, got back in the car and left. But he made it seem like he was on O Block. He was in O Block. And he was there, and nobody was in the streets. Nobody was going to do anything to him. And in reality, he touched down, filmed that video, got in his car, went to the airport, and like left Chicago.
Yeah. But, you know, he did it in a smarter way, it sounds like.
Well, he did
because he knew the dangers of it.
Well, I think that, so 2 things. What my point was that I think it's crazy that people are doing this, pulling up to other people's hoods or pulling up to people's houses. But, and also, I think that that's what they're all doing too. Like on video, yeah, it's still crazy you were there, but you were probably there for like, what are you there for, like 5 minutes? It just happened recently with these, I don't know if you follow like that Cali rap scene.
Nah,
most people don't.
I don't really follow anything really closely. You know, if it overlaps with something that I'm already kind of interested in, I'll check it out.
Are you familiar with that rapper Lefty Gunplay? He's like this new. Okay.
I actually am, because that very informative young lady from that Brown Bag Money podcast.
The Brown Bag podcast?
Yeah.
Letty?
Yes. Letty, I have a lot of faith in a lot of her opinions.
Yeah.
So she had a very good opinion.
I got a lot of respect for her.
A lot of respect.
I try to listen to everything that she says.
Absolutely. She deserves the utmost
It's
respect.
a shame she's on radio, too.
Oh, yeah. It's a shame she's on radio. She needs to be on television.
In front of the camera more.
Yeah. Because she's very smart and very informative. So
I concur.
And she liked Lefty Gunplay, and I was like, let me see what this is about. Yo, I think he's kind of nice, bro.
He's kind of hard.
He's nice, bro.
He's kind of hard.
And he entertains the hell out of me in these interviews.
Dude, these people,
crazy, bro.
Dude, the guys, he spent more time in prison than like in the system than out of the system. And when you have these guys who are, you know, this is no disrespect to him, but like who are kind of, you know, on the borderline of being institutionalized, where like inside and outside is like you're playing by the same rules. You know, you're holding your cup with 2 hands.
Yeah, for real.
So nobody knows how much juice you got left in it. You know, doing shit like that. So I think that that's like one of the most interesting parts about him. He's really mad because do you see a correlation between him and did you know about Crip Mac?
Yeah.
Do you see like a resemblance between their two like characters? Because a lot of people are comparing them, and it's he seems to be like really upset about that. He's like, I'm not. I also don't think that they're the same, but like people are comparing them because they're both 2 guys who did a lot of prison time, who have like this weird polarizing character that like nobody really understands because the majority of us never been in a Los Angeles County like prison or in prison in general. So like their characters are just polarizing.
Yeah, I don't really see it. I mean, I don't see it myself, but I could see what people mean in terms of filling that hole in that West Coast podcast scene. Yeah. I could see it. Like, you know, a guy that's still active in what he says he's doing, and he's been active or he's very recently removed, you know, and he's just trying to get out of it. And he's typically, those are 2 guys that can walk that line of being somewhat lighthearted at the same time as like, don't play with me.
Yeah, facts.
You know, so being able to walk that line like that, I think helps. It sells kind of them as a brand. Yeah. I could see that between the 2 of them, you know.
I'll close the loop with what I was saying before. Lefty Gunplay, he's into it with a rapper from Northern California who just went and did a music video like in his in the house he grew up, like in front of the house he grew up at.
Oh no, are they starting to do the drill thing now on the West Coast? That's not good for anybody. I hope they stop that.
And you know, I think it's way more dangerous than, because we're talking about like real established organizations.
That's the root of gang activity in the country, pretty much.
And you're talking about like the Southsiders and like the Norteños.
Oh nah, that's
well.
nah.
There's also like I haven't watched the video, but supposedly he's in front of Lefty's old house that he grew up in, and they're also like whacking people out and like on all the walls and like the alleys or whatever.
Oh, like buffing everybody's like tags.
Yeah.
Oh nah, see,
But like
this
the
is,
gang ones, not like the tagger ones, like the ones that they're not even throw ups. They're just like straight gang symbols.
Yeah. No, I mean that's getting crazy. This is when stuff gets nuts. I hope everybody just stops all this. Stop all this. It's gonna not be good. You know, I don't think, because you see what happens in the drill scene. A new drill rapper comes out and they are so involved in this kind of lifestyle. You know, yeah, they're so involved in this kind of lifestyle that they end up, you know, we lose them too soon. We lose them too soon. Like Lefty Gunplay is so good. Like he's so good for somebody that's just, you know, really caught the mainstream kind of, or is starting to kind of walk that line of getting into the mainstream. I would hate to see something crazy stop any of that. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, 100%. You want to see... Sorry. Yeah, no, 100%. You want to see these guys live out their careers.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing with guys like, you know, you look at Biggie Smalls, it's like people say that this guy's like the greatest rapper that ever existed, but we really didn't get to even see his career like expand or like, even see him grow as an artist. We didn't get to see very much at all.
He dropped 2 albums.
It's sad when you see these guys with so much talent, but they don't make it because, you know, they're what's the expression? A victim of their circumstances, or is that? I think that'd be appropriate. But you know, that's why, dude. When people hit a lick, they get money and they leave. Like, I don't blame them. It's like, yeah, you're supposed to leave, dude. All these people are being killed in their own neighborhoods.
Yeah, it's what always ends up happening, right? Because I mean, what did Tekashi say? Tekashi was saying like these guys couldn't get him because they couldn't afford to get out of where they were to go get him. Now imagine if those guys were where he had to go visit his mom.
Dude,
that's why you see what was happening to him in his own home borough. Like they were terrorizing his family. They were threatening his mother. You know, that's what happens when you go back to where you're from, when you kicked up, you know, problems where you're from.
Yeah, 100%. You know, he's talking about when everybody was so afraid for Tekashi's life because he was talking about King Von and all these guys. And everybody's like, aren't you afraid that the Chicago rap, like something's going to happen to you? And he's like, no. He goes, because they're just killing each other over there. They can't get out of Chicago.
Well, you know, I always recommend that people just don't taunt that kind of stuff and don't invite
you better be
that.
careful.
Don't invite that.
You don't want them to crowdfund a ticket to fucking kill you.
Yo, for real. You don't want to. Don't invite that. You know, I never want that for, you know, for people. But
that's why he's getting beat up in gyms and shit like that. But he's like a prize. Like if you beat him up.
But
like,
even that was crazy. Those guys were like felons on parole. Then when they got caught, like they're going back to doing crazy time for that.
Yeah, those guys shouldn't have beat Tekashi up in that bathroom because they had more to lose. It's like this wasn't worth it. First of all, it's not even your beef. It's got nothing to do with you.
Yeah, I mean, who knows, man? Sometimes that stuff is like that organized type of stuff. Who knows if they did that as a favor for somebody that, you know, you never even know what the story is. You don't know. That's why I'm like, man, that lifestyle is so complicated sometimes. I'm like, man, if you applied that to
anything else,
a business or an education or something, we're talking about scholars, bro. These people it would be the complete opposite, you know?
It's crazy.
But anyways, man, you watching Your Honor? Or you finished it?
Yeah.
Damn.
Are you watching it?
Yeah. I'm going in. I think I'm like 3 or 4 episodes in.
All right. So real quick, we'll move into like what we're watching right now. We could talk about House of Dragons. I want to make a suggestion for our House of Dragons conversations. But so you're watching Your Honor on Netflix.
On Netflix, man.
Yeah, I watched it. I thought it was good. I guess I won't do any spoilers. Because you're still only on the 3rd episode, but I will say one of the things I enjoyed about that, I guess I can't even say that. It's a good show. You should watch it.
No, I mean, you could say a little bit. I mean, what I found crazy was kind of the play between kind of the economic privilege. I won't say white privilege of the judge and his son, because it's more so status and economics.
It's money. You could you could give any guy, any color, the money that guy has.
Yeah.
You know, or his family had, and they're going to be in the same circumstance.
Yeah, they would do the same thing. But so when you see the difference between people of means and people, you know, the judge's life and his son's life versus who ends up getting caught up in it and kind of getting wrongfully accused, that kind of thing. It just goes to show, man, the law does not apply to people with money. Yeah. It's just not the same, dude.
For a quick reference for the people who don't know, we're talking about the show
Your Honor.
Your Honor on Netflix. It's about a judge's son gets into a car accident, hits a motorcycle, ends up killing a kid. And the show's essentially about the dad helping the son get out of it, or
Yeah, it's kind of, you end up with the moral conflict of like the kid and the dad. The dad wants to help him, but the dad is also a good guy and a good judge. You see the way he's not a bad guy. They do a very good job of portraying him as a good man and and following the law as a judge.
Yep, and that's exactly what I wanted to say earlier. That the one of the things I liked about the show is like him. I don't know the gentleman's name, but the same guy.
Bryan Cranston. He's the guy that played Walter White on Breaking Bad.
His character development. It's like the way you can see this character grow. I fell asleep for a couple episodes and woke up, and he was a different.
Is he Heisenberg?
Dude, I'm not. I don't want to. I'm bad at understanding. I don't know I spoiled something until after I said it already.
Yeah, you were halfway through spoiling it, and I just let you rock.
Yeah. No, the character development. I'm just saying that he changes. That's it. You know, I don't know. I hope that's not a spoil. I think that's obvious. I think that's something that's character progression is in everything. You know.
Yeah, but I do like it. I think it's good. So I do recommend people watch it.
Yeah, and then you're watching House of Dragons.
House of Dragons. Yes.
Are you caught up?
Yep.
I think that we should always give a week ahead. I think that we shouldn't give any. We were talking about spoilers and no spoilers. I'm gonna take Chris and Tom's advice, and I think we should put a spoiler border up so we could I'll just make a scene so you could hit it, and it'll have like a border up, and it'll say spoilers or whatever. But we should still give a week to the audience because we film on Tuesday. The show just came out yesterday or Sunday night. It's kind of unfair to expect everybody who have watched it, all the hundreds and thousands of people who listen to us. It'd be unfair to expect for us to expect all of them to have watched the show already. So let's do no spoilers this week, and then next week we could talk about yesterday's episode.
True. I would hate to, for the millions of our listeners, to have that spoiled. That's not cool. But yeah, I think it's good. I mean, it's confusing as hell to me, that show. It's confusing. I don't care what anybody says, man. I have people trying to help me. I have a very close friend of mine sending me, I asked for like a family tree of these people. I was like, say it's interactive. It's HBO has it. It's an interactive family tree. You click it and it like slides from person. It says who they are. You click on them. It says who they are, their lineage.
Oh, that's super cool.
Dude, it even says like what dragons they ride. It's very informative. And for them to have that, I'm like, I can't be the only guy that's confused by this. Look at this. Look at this thing they made.
It's incredibly confusing. First of all, they're all fucking each other, right? In the family, out of the family, in the ranks, outside the ranks. Yeah. They're all sticking each other.
There's all these people with white hair. There's black people with white hair. I'm like, are these the same families? Are these the same people? Are we pretending that genetics don't exist? What realm is this? You know what I'm saying?
They're Dominican. I thought that was given.
I was like,
but those are obviously... Yeah, those are the first Dominicans to ever hit the streets of this world. Very good sailors, accomplished.
Yeah, and the guy's a sailor. I was like, the irony.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. I was like, this guy runs a fleet of ships. I said, this can't be the guy they're talking about. And it's like, they are talking about it. Like, all right. I'm like, here we go.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. It's dude, first, what's confusing for me, because I will agree with you, the show is, to follow the show is difficult. It's all the names. We need to give these guys regular names. I need some Joes. I need a couple Jose's. I need a couple Daves. I need regular names. I don't know who anybody is. When she sent the hit out on the person she sent the hit out on,
yeah,
I didn't know who the F they were talking about.
Yeah. Dude, half the time I think she's talking about, when she's like hooking up with the dude on the side and like says the name of something. I'm like, I thought that was the dragon. Yeah. I'm like, I'm completely confused. I'm like, is this role play? I'm like, oh, that's not his name. I'm like, fuck. Here we go. I'm just confused.
Yeah, man. I don't know how I followed Game of Thrones.
Bro, I have no idea either. I think it was just, you have to watch the intro. It makes sense. Like when I would watch the intro of Game of Thrones and you see they start up at like the north with the Starks. Yeah. And they have the Starks and then they travel down here and they show me, I'm like, over there. I'm like, that's where those people are. It makes sense. And there's the wall. I'm like, they're all the way down there, all the way up there, whichever way.
That show was, I think, one other thing that made it easier to watch is that we got characters little by little. Right? We started with the Starks and you learn who they are, and then the Lannisters come in. And you don't get all the Lannisters, you just get a couple of them. Yeah. Right? You just meet a couple little by little. So they like slowly gave us. This one, it's like, I'm getting all these guys and all these fucking kids.
Yeah.
Look at all these white-haired kids running around, and then we're all just going to ignore that these kids don't look like those kids. How everybody's just like, all right. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
You're going to make this kid king? Yeah. You're going to give him the kingdom? They're going to give this kid the kingdom just to appease her?
Dude, I'm telling you, it's I don't know, man. This is what I'm saying. I get confused, bro. I get confused. I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know what I feel like? I feel like I'm in Algebra 3, but I skipped really understanding how to find the value for X. I got this far, and now they're expecting me to know these things. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, damn, I got all the way here without knowing these things. And I made it. I had fun. I had a good time. I enjoyed the show. But there's some of these things I don't remember. Maybe I didn't follow the family tree that the blacksmith, banged the side piece of the guy with the ship. And now they have their own kingdom over here. I'm like,
this makes me feel like I didn't know the other show at all.
Yeah. I didn't love bro, I got to rewatch it.
Yeah. Dude, I watched a 50-minute YouTube video of somebody explaining season 1 to me. And I'm still like, I know what's going on.
Yeah.
I just don't know who's who.
I don't know who's who. I'm like, the only one I got stapled down is Aemon with the eye.
Okay.
Because I know he can scrap, so I'm waiting for him to get into some. Him and Daemon are going to fight to the death, bro.
Who's Daemon? Daemon's the husband?
Daemon is the uncle that...
Yes.
You know him.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
I can't wait for those two to scrap, bro.
Yo, is he going to are they going to fight for her, you think?
See, who's her?
The queen.
Which
Cersei.
queen?
Cersei? No, that's from the last one. No, the queen, the mother of dragons.
She's not in this.
Who's this?
That's Daenerys.
Who's the main squeeze in this one? The white-haired one.
There's a main
squeeze. The daughter.
Rhaenyra.
That's who I'm talking about.
Rhaenyra. She was the little girl, right? And then she hooked up with the uncle?
Yeah.
Right?
He touched her leg a long time ago. She didn't like it at first. And then she learned to love it. And then she was like, I think it's a relationship out of necessity. But she's not banging the guard.
No.
But
somebody else is banging the guard.
Anyways. The other queen, her dad's shorty. This is how crazy this is.
Wait, what?
I'm going to hold on. You guys are taking a little peek into our minds and how we watch the show. So her dad, right?
Okay. Her dad.
Daenerys' dad.
Daenerys.
Her dad. His shorty. He was the king.
Her dad was the king.
And her dad married her best friend.
He's the dude whose face rotted off.
Yeah.
In last season.
Yeah.
That guy died from gingivitis. They could have helped him. That guy died from gum disease.
Dude,
his whole head rotted.
Staph.
Yeah.
That
dude just needed a little antibiotic. That's it.
He would have been fine. They would have rubbed some mints on him. They could have rubbed a Newport on him. It got to be menthol though. So her dad wifed up her best friend. That's the chick with the brown hair.
Okay. Yes. And
her son she says her son's the king. The other one says that she's the king.
Her son was the one that got killed on the dragon last season by Aemon with the one eye.
That's Daenerys' son.
The fuck?
It was a brown-haired kid. He shouldn't even count.
Oh, the bastard kid that's really the knight is his dad.
Yeah, I didn't want to call him that, but I guess we could call a spade a spade.
He's a bastard, that kid. He's bastardo.
Yeah, no. Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
he was on that baby dragon anyways. I really feel like the show didn't take a hit when he went out, right?
I didn't even remember until I saw the recap. I didn't remember.
He was on the smallest dragon. I'm pretty sure he was like a little gimp too. He had like a weird limp or something like that.
Yeah, man, probably, man. But what I didn't remember was that it wasn't Aemon's dragon that killed the kid.
Hold on.
Like, we're fucking this all up, aren't we? Yo, the chat is about to be like, you two are idiots.
Yeah. Chris is like, hey, Justin, you have any questions, call me anytime. Are Damon and Aemon, the two characters named Egon, and not clear enough for you? Wait, no. Egon is who? Aegon?
Aegon, yeah. He's making a joke.
Yeah, oh, okay.
All right, yeah. He's like, what do you mean you're confused? Damon, Aemon, and two characters named Aegon? Not clear enough for you?
Okay, I didn't read the inflection.
Don't worry, I got you.
I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. I got
you.
Yeah. You gotta put an accent in there somewhere.
Yeah, I have ghostwriters.
Yeah.
I know how to read someone's affliction.
No, but yeah, dude. But that's where I know relationships. I understand relationships and I understand the storyline. I just don't. You can't ask me, yo, Egan. I don't know who Aegon is. I don't know which one that is.
I don't either. I couldn't even guess, bro. I couldn't even guess. The one name I got nailed down for sure is not only Aemon. It's the Rat Hunter. The guy who hunts the rats. I got that character.
That's the weird guy that be always coming out the woodwork.
He's the guy that helped.
Oh,
remember?
Yeah,
he's the Rat Hunter.
Yeah, I know exactly.
That guy, because he was the only guy that looked like him. Just like a sloppy peasant.
Yeah.
And he had a dog. And he hunted rats.
How crazy is it that these girls were best friends? Then the best friend wifes up the dad. Starts cheating on the dad with the guard. Then has kids and tries to use those kids to take her rightful throne. I'm on her side.
You're on the side of the one that was hooking up with the knight?
No.
So you're on the... You said a whole lot of hers in there.
Yeah.
So you're on the white-haired chick side.
Yes.
All right. So you're going blonde versus brunette.
I think that she's the true queen.
Blonde. I agree. The other one's got bastard kids by the night.
Yeah, that kid was throwing a tantrum last night.
Which kid was it?
The king. I guess he says
He threw a fit.
Yo, when he was breaking those marble like that, I was like, dude, it took somebody 6 years to make that.
3 generations made that. 2 people died of fucking tetanus while carving it.
Yeah, he was. This isn't a spoiler, but he was breaking like a map, like a 3-dimensional map made out of like marble.
Yeah, how they plan their attacks and stuff.
And I was like, damn, that's definitely took somebody a lifetime to make that.
Oh, man, no stoicism on that throne right now, man.
No, none.
We need Tony Stark back. Not Tony Stark.
Yeah, you see?
Ned Stark. I want to bring Iron Man into this thing. I meant Ned Stark, not Tony Stark. Here we go. Marvel Game of Thrones Clash on Masters of None, episode 205. This is too much.
You leave Robert Downey Jr. out of this.
This is too much for me.
That's so funny. He pulls up. I'll tell you one thing. If he did pull up, he'd Aikido everybody in there.
He would.
Bloodbath.
It'd be a bloodbath. Then again, I don't know. They might put that big ass crossbow right through him. You know that big ass crossbow that they
the one they're killing dragons with?
Bro, they'll put that right. They'll take Iron Man for a ride, bro.
Let me ask you a question. Because this show's not really real, right? How far can they go with the technology? Are they going to give one of these guys a cell phone one day? Because it's not real, right? There's no dragons. So we can't say, hey, there was no catapults around then because is around then. We'll ask our local subject matter expert, Chris. Is this like a real time? I know it's not. It's not real in the sense like this is accurate. But is the time period accurate? And are their period correct? Like weapons? Like are they gonna and weapons and technology? Like I wonder.
I think the idea is kind of it's understood that it's almost medieval times.
Yes.
Like as pretty as those queens are, they stink.
Yeah, this is plague times.
Yeah, they stink, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, come on, they're disgusting. But I don't understand. I don't understand how it's not a definitive country or time period. We don't know, right?
I don't know. I do not know.
Like, what if one of these dragons just flies far away? Is this like the same time period as now, like present day, except it's somewhere we can't get to? What if the dragon just shows up with an iPad or takes a shit and an iPad comes out because he ate like a 13-year-old from another continent or something that was playing on his iPad?
You're right. It could be 2024, but they just don't have the tech we got.
Yeah. And they're just somewhere that we think, some other part of the planet, because our planet maybe isn't round. Maybe it's hexagon shaped, and they're around a goddamn turn. I don't know. What are you looking at? What are you laughing about?
I'm laughing at the chat. Chris says it wasn't a 3D map. It definitely looked like a 3D map.
It wasn't? I thought it was. What was it?
That shit looked like a fire-ass Dungeons and Dragons board.
Yeah. What was it then? A city skyline? Were they playing? What was it?
I don't know. It said then doesn't apply, but it's loosely based on medieval Europe. Yeah, so I was kind of right.
All right, there you go. There you go. Yeah. Medieval Europe. All right.
It doesn't take play on Earth, a fictional world.
What if someone just shows up with like a Ruger and just like
somebody shows up with the ratchet,
just shoot somebody? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, what are we talking about here? Yeah. All right, no more Game of Thrones. I don't think we could give up the House of Dragons.
I do want to know where Daemon was going on that dragon, because he was all suited up to go scrap.
Oh,
and he was all mad, jumped on that dragon at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
I was like, he's going to wreck something. He's about to start a war, bro.
Dude, the two guys fighting. All right, whatever. We'll leave it.
What do we got? We got another message here.
I don't want to talk too much.
Oh, it was the model castles that his father used to build. It's an artistic way of saying that this son is destroying his father's legacy. Oh, that's deep, Chris.
You see? Dude.
That's deep, dog.
We are the dumbest humans on earth.
That's deep, dog. I'm out here like, how dare you destroy those little toy houses?
Yeah, I thought it was a game.
I was like, ungrateful little jerk, sore loser.
Damn, that's crazy. That. You see? That's deep, dude.
Subject matter expert.
Yeah, he's the Smee. You like that? You like that?
I do.
You seen the Kendrick Lamar pop-out show?
Yeah, where he performed Not Like Us 6 times in a row.
Did he perform it a bunch of times?
He performed it 6 times.
Good for him. I seen Drake playing it at a show too.
Yeah, I mean, Drake doesn't care. That's the thing. Like, Kendrick could have this, have this moment, good for him, but there's an asterisk next to this whole thing after you got caught using. Oh, damn it! I just spazzed out. Sorry. That after.
I don't even know what button that was. You hit Swizz?
I just hit a whole bunch. No, I went to CBS News, then it went to some other shit. But once you get exposed for using bots and stuff like that, you get exposed for using fake streams and stuff.
This is a
that
weird
shit
one
is
because
whack, bro.
But how do we know that he's the one that's using the bots?
Who? Kendrick?
Yeah, the views were definitely botted. But what if somebody falls in love with this podcast, right? And then they bot it. We didn't do it. It's like there was a No Jumper host who they would always make fun of them, saying that they were buying followers.
Okay.
And then the No Jumper fans went out and really bought this guy followers. He had it wasn't No Jumper. It was Nelk. And it was Steiny. And somebody had bought Steiny like 300,000 followers. And he was like, no, I didn't want this. But it's, so other people could do it too.
Yeah.
So essentially what I'm saying is that what if it's not really him? It's just people in California, somebody in California trying to be like, man, we better win.
No, I mean, as far as I know, it was... Like, academics interviewed the guy who says his company was hired by Top Dog.
Oh, never mind. Excuse me.
Like, his company was hired by them. He's like, this is what we did. Apparently, he was like outing him. It was something like that.
I know Ack was the one that released the information about them botting that song. Either way, it's a fire song.
Yeah, I mean, it's good, but it's, to me, it's being hailed as this record-breaking, incredible song. It reached the most amount of views or most amount of streams in a certain amount of time for a rap song ever. And I'm like,
broke the record on Twitch and Amazon for most minutes.
Fake streams?
No, most minutes watched. But now you're right. It's like, is that even real? So now you really start to question everything. It's like, did they really break the record?
Bro, that's steroids. That's like Barry Bonds. That's anybody that Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, these guys that, yeah, they hit that many home runs, but there's an asterisk that they were using performance enhancing drugs, like all kinds of steroid stacks.
Yeah.
So does it mean the same? Was it hella entertaining? Sure.
Yeah.
But is it in the history books as record setting? And I don't know. I don't think so.
Not to get too far off the subject, but when are we going to just be like, listen, let's let these guys use a little bit of juice?
I think.
Like, why not?
I think what ends up happening is it widens the gap too much between, the good guys that can keep up because they're that good with the guys that are biologically and genetically gifted and are also pretty good. You know what I mean? It's like what happens, like, think about it.
But it produces the best product.
It produces the best product to a degree, I think, because then I think there's diminishing returns when you start to have people, you know what? Let them do it. Let them do it.
We're already letting them hit each other. Dude, we're putting people
Fighting, no.
No, look at football.
Football either. Because there's physical consequences of body on body. Like, that I don't think, because there's grave injury. Dude, imagine if they openly let these dudes juice. And, well, you know what? I think the juice would allow them to be able to take the hit more.
Yeah, and so they recover faster.
And give it and take it, no diddy, while also avoiding injury. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, shit, give it to them. What is this? Do you guys want to see real sport, real competition, or you guys want to see this watered down trash?
I think we're fucking around. I think we're out here messing around. I don't think that we're doing. I think we're doing ourselves a disservice. I think they need to take the restrictor plate off the old Red Dragon. Yeah. Let these dudes roar.
I think so. Let them do it.
Yo, you see Ryan Garcia tweeted, "The hood knows I won." Because the Ryan Garcia-Devin Haney fight got overturned to a no contest because of Ryan Garcia testing positive for banned substances.
Yeah, he tested positive for banned substances, and now he's doing crazy stuff. Just for, he's becoming popular even more so because of his antics. Well, maybe not more popular, but more viewed.
Nobody knows if he's playing a character or not.
Did you see him playing poker?
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah,
with Dan Bilzerian. And
I think Jimmy Butler was there.
Yeah.
The NBA. And he's eating like a plate of spaghetti, like a high rollers table. Like and he's eating it to the side. Mm-hmm. And he's drinking, he takes like a shot of like.
He takes a big
massive,
shot.
Like double shot. And he's like, whoa, and he's like, let's go. Like, I'm like, dude, what?
Dude, it looks like it's 10 a.m. and he's the only one over there fired up like that. Yeah. No one else is matching his energy.
You know what's wild? This just speaks to how, in my opinion anyway, I feel like every single form of entertainment is being infiltrated by this trolling. Everything. Because now poker, like I feel like the regular guys that were at that table that are like pro poker players, because it didn't look like all celebrities, at least not celebrities I know. Mm-hmm. They're looking at him like not into it. Like, wait until this gets into golf and shit. Wait until some dickhead with rainbow color hair and braids and loud clothing and face tats
starts crushing
starts playing golf, and he's just okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
you know what I mean? But he's being put in these PGA tours because they've never seen numbers like this in viewership. And we're spreading to the younger demographic. Yeah, exactly. Happy Gilmore. When does that happen? We're seeing it in every form of entertainment.
And I think Ryan Garcia is like a good example because he's like crossing it. Did you see him at the Laugh Factory? He did a stand-up.
Are you kidding me?
He did a couple minutes worth of
stand-up.
stand-up.
I didn't. Are you kidding?
Dude, he forgets his word and he just starts shadowboxing. He's like, this is what I'll do if I just forget like my joke. I'll just switch, cut the shadowboxing.
He's brain dead. Up there. I'm convinced that guy's brain is broken.
Dude, I thought that for sure he was like on drugs, and then he like passes his drug test, and I'm like, maybe he's not on drugs. And then I thought to myself, oh, he's crazy. Now I don't know anymore, dude. He's not fighting anymore. He's not gonna. There's no fight for him right now. So there's no reason for him to be on this crazy press tour of psychoticness, right? Like, what's the incentive to keep himself in the limelight right now? He's not going to this isn't going to transition him into like acting or anything like that. He doesn't have a fight coming up. He's banned from boxing for a year.
I just figured it out. Right now, live on the air.
What is it?
He's acting crazy, building this crazy stuff. Everybody's saying he's having nose beers, doing all this crazy stuff. Conor pulls out of this fight for an injury.
Oh, my God.
This MMA fight. Just pulls out, random injury. Apparently the thing failed in his leg, right? Probably can't take leg kicks. Probably shouldn't throw kicks.
Yeah, he broke his pinky toe.
So what if these two go and just have some exhibition boxing match? Like we'll call it like what? Cocaine Cowboys 3. You know?
Yeah.
And these two guys just end up having some crazy super fight in the boxing ring. Do you think that's possible? I mean, Conor's supposed to fight this Saturday. I'm heartbroken that I'm not watching Conor fight on Saturday, I got to say. This Saturday, he was supposed to fight.
I know. So 2 things. What they would have to fight at some weird weight because Conor's not getting down there and Ryan's not big enough to fight at like, I think 160 would even be too big for him.
I mean, you never know. I mean, both of those guys are extraordinarily confident in what they can do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt if Ryan Garcia is like, I'll fight him. It would break the internet.
Ryan Garcia tried to fight. He's saying he was trying to fight Sean O'Malley in an MMA fight, and they were like, dude, there's not a single commission that's going to sanction him to fight MMA. They're saying that that's like one of the difficult things about like the boxers coming in because like these commissions are also like, they're kind of like, hey, listen, I know the internet thinks that you guys are going to do good here and shit like that, but like let's all just be realistic for a second.
Yeah, you want to have a list of how the winners come out with broken limbs every week?
Yeah.
Is that what the winners come out with requiring facial reconstructive surgery?
Did you see that fight the other day? The dude gets it was a jiu-jitsu match. The guy's in like a reverse triangle and he gets put to sleep. And as he's sleeping, dude puts the arm behind his arm.
Oh, no. And he was asleep, so he couldn't tap?
Yeah, he was asleep.
Bro, I don't know why people don't tap. When you know you're done for and you're about to go out, just tap, bro. You can't defend yourself once you're asleep. I'm not putting my safety in the hands of any ref, bro.
Dude completely snapped his arm.
Wow. I didn't see. Was it on that Who's Number One?
Yeah.
Damn, they already put that full Gordon Ryan match on YouTube. That's how I know nobody watched it on Flow Grappling.
Dude, first of all,
Flow Grappling
fuck
sucks.
Flow Grappling.
They suck.
I was just gonna say, I didn't want to say it, but dude, if I pay $150 for the year,
Did you renew?
I haven't renewed yet. You know why I haven't renewed? Is because we can't even all watch it at the same time.
I know, it's bullshit. We all get kicked off. If we're not together, we can't do it.
And it's like this weird thing where like the last one stays.
Yeah.
It's like, so you could kick me off and then I could kick you off. We could just keep doing it to each other. But first of all, if I pay for a subscription,
yes,
you can't show commercials.
I agree. Even though the majority of their commercials are for their own events, right?
Yeah, but they do have sponsors. They have they do like, all right, show your own stuff. Don't show me commercials for like Viagra.
Yeah.
I don't want Cialis, Blue Chew, or any of those commercials. I don't want to. I don't want.
We just go based on your search history.
Yeah, I know. Don't sell me anything. I've already bought your product.
Yeah, I already have it. And trust me, if there's nobody anywhere that's watching Flow Grappling that doesn't train.
Yeah.
There's nobody watching that shit. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Who's got it that's not training? I mean, nobody.
Nobody.
You know.
Well, so yeah, that's my thing. And I don't want to talk about CJI. I think that might be too niche.
Bro, I don't care. Let's talk about it. You want to talk about the Craig Jones Invitational? Let's talk about it. Let's just talk about the concept.
Exactly.
Let's
tell
draw
people about the
parallel.
concept. Yeah, tell people about the concept of the CJI.
All right, so
and the ADCC and like the
yes. So people aren't familiar with grappling, right? Jiu-jitsu is a very niche sport. It's very specific. If you don't train or know what's going on, it's very difficult to watch. Trust me. I'm sure you've tried. A lot of people have tried, and it's very hard. So there's this very big event called the ADCC. It's, as Craig Jones puts it, it's considered like the Olympics of grappling, right? And it's the most prestigious title, but it started in the 90s and the prize money was 10 grand. In 2024, the prize money is still 10 grand. And you have to be 4 of the best steroided up savages in no-gi jiu-jitsu, which is no clothes to grab on, nothing. You're fighting a guy in a wetsuit for your life, and you have to beat 4 of those guys, and everybody's on steroids, and you make 10 grand.
Yeah.
Right? So,
and it's only every 2 years.
Yes.
And you got to fight a bunch of other people in other external tournaments to make it to this tournament. You got to go through trials to make it to the next level. Some people just get invited, and then all those guys have to fight each other. And then if you win all of that, then you get to go to the ADCC. What do they call it? Is it just
ADCC?
Is it world?
No, it's just ADCC, the Abu Dhabi Combat. I think it's Abu Dhabi Combat Club, I think.
But what's that final like championship, the event, like that final one, like the one that's coming up?
Yeah, I think they just call it ADCC. I think the other one's ADCC Trials, and this is ADCC.
And then they have, I guess,
ADCC Finals. I mean, but it's not really the finals because there's the,
there's
the match, semifinals, quarterfinals, whatever. Anyway, we're splitting hairs. But yeah, so this is considered like the Olympics of grappling and the Olympics of jiu-jitsu. And for years, they've just had it locked down. Like, this is what everybody does. This is everybody's dream to compete at this event that trains at that level. And that's what they do. That's the goal. Like, every 2 years, guys are just training to go to ADCC. And mainly it was the prestige. That was the biggest thing, like ADCC champ. If you're ADCC champ, you're one of the top elite killers. You are such a small percentage of humans on this planet that I don't even think there's a number they can apply to you.
Yeah, dude, people fly all over the world. People will fly to the East Coast, go over here, try to fight over here, win over here, or then nope, don't go to the West Coast, so on and so forth. They go to different places just to try to make it to win and make it to this event.
Yeah, and it's the world. So you got, trials in London, trials in all over the planet. So there's this guy, Craig Jones. If you're unfamiliar, he's a grappler, and he's very good. He used to be, he's one of the best in the world.
Silver medalist in ADCC.
Yes, he's never won, but he's a silver medalist, and he's great. He's done something great that a lot of jiu-jitsu guys have not been able to do, which is market himself outside of the sport. He's hilarious. He's from Australia. This guy decided on his own to go and secure an investor, secure somebody to put the money up to fund his own tournament.
Nobody knows who the investor is, but people are... there's rumors that it's Mark Zuckerberg.
It could be. And I wonder if they're letting this out to the people that are applying because, and it's the same weekend as ADCC.
Yeah.
He did this on purpose to make athletes choose.
Yeah.
Which one they want to do. Even though it's Friday, Saturday, and then ADCC is Saturday, Sunday, he did that so that you could also watch the finals of ADCC if you wanted to, which I thought was really cool.
So he's having his own event.
He's having his own event.
Called the CJI, the Craig Jones Invitational.
Yeah.
And he's paying it like we said earlier, the ADCC athletes were getting 10 grand to win. To
win the whole thing. So you got to win trials. You got to go there. And trials is nothing but murderers. It's not me and Berto at the trials. It's the killers that are roided up, that have no ears. Everybody's side of their head, they look like a Komodo dragon. Every guy that's there has no ears. And they just go and they murder each other, and then the winner of that goes on to then try to murder all the murderers that murdered everyone else.
Yeah, it's a fucking Mortal Kombat shit.
It is. It's a kumite, for real. Blood sport. And he has his own, and what they're doing is paying the winning prize money of ADCC, which is 10 grand to one winner. The first place gold medalist gets 10 grand at ADCC. Craig Jones is paying $10,001 to people to just show up.
For athletes compete. To show up to fight.
Yeah, to enter the tournament and show up. You get $10,000 to show instead of $10,000 to win.
He's an athlete who stands for athletes to make money. These guys, to put it into perspective, the ADCC is being hosted at the T-Mobile Arena. It's being hosted at the T-Mobile Arena, so it's not like this cheap production that's going on. These guys are making a ton of money, and they're not paying their athletes anything. So Craig Jones is essentially taking a stand for the competitors, paying them $10,000 just to show up, and if they win, they get $1 million.
Yeah, $1 million. And I think second place gets 999,998 or something like that, like just short of $1 million. If I'm not mistaken, I believe second place is also walking with $1 million almost.
There's a raffle as well for the people who buy tickets or people who buy tickets. If you buy a ticket, you get a chance to win. A couple of years ago, Gordon Ryan gave away a car. It had like a sweepstakes, and he gave away a car. Craig Jones went out and bought that car. So now anybody who buys tickets to the event gets entered into a raffle where they get an opportunity to win Gordon Ryan's car.
Yo, this Craig Jones is a marketing genius, bro.
Yeah.
And should we even talk about what? And mind you, this is what we're saying, but some of the best grapplers in the entire ADCC pool have already abandoned ADCC for the Craig Jones Invitational.
Yeah, a lot
world
of
champions.
One
of the winners, the last winner, the one that won last year, one of the Rotolo brothers. Mm-hmm. He's committed to the Craig Jones Invitational.
Yeah, and his brother who took second place.
Yeah,
is also committed.
The ADCC winners.
Mikey Musumeci's.
That's right.
Yeah, just confirmed for a super fight. Most likely, people rumored he's going to be fighting Baby Shark. But
wow.
That's what the rumors. We don't know who he's going to be fighting.
The Tackett brothers.
Yeah, well,
everybody.
And the way they're setting it up. So, like Justin said, a lot of athletes are jumping ship because this is a sport that doesn't make as much money as professional baseball players, professional basketball players. It's not in the same level. It doesn't have the same audience or audience scale. So this $10,000 to show up for these athletes is life changing. $1 million is life-changing for these dudes. It gives them an opportunity to get even better at their sport. These are guys who, it's difficult to be a professional grappler, because there's not the same amount of money there is behind it like there is in other sports. But
there's
it's becoming
no
big.
money.
Yeah, but it's becoming big. I mean, if you look at it, I think that now more than ever, there's people watching who don't train, right? I think that now more than ever, the UFC gives it, or not just the UFC, but mixed martial arts in general, the One, Prime, all these other organizations, Bellator, they give exposure to grappling and jiu-jitsu. And people who like, watching mixed martial arts will say, you know what? They're like, oh, UFC Fight Pass is having a jiu-jitsu event. Now, let me go check it out. And you watch it, you see a guy's arm get snapped, and then you're like, oh, I want to watch this all the time.
Yeah. I mean, there's certain matches, and once you learn a little bit, I think that's why the no-gi is becoming so popular to spectators. I think it's because it resembles MMA grappling. It resembles something familiar. Nobody is competing in a gi on TV like that, the way they are.
No, not in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
I think it's also easier to digest. It's like people wearing gis, it's like people don't know what the heck is going on.
Well, that's because a lot of times there's some shit going on you can't see.
Yeah.
People are wrapped up under there. You're like, what the hell happened? The guy's asleep. Yeah. If you don't know what just happened, you don't know why that guy is asleep. You don't know why this guy's arm is broken. You're like, what the hell? I didn't even,
Dude, last year, the ADCC trials, that guy that got put to sleep with that punch choke, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, wait, that guy's asleep? What happened?
Yeah. It's weird like that. So, and you're talking about, you train, you understand stuff. And it's like, even when you understand it, there's so many levels to this thing that somebody could just do something. You have no idea what the hell happened. You're unfamiliar with the hold. You're unfamiliar with the position. And then somebody's asleep.
Yeah. We're going to go down to the jiu-jitsu rabbit hole.
Yeah, we're going to cut this off. We're going to save you guys.
Yeah, we're going to save you guys from this. But the story of Craig Jones and his invitational and what he's doing for the athletes of jiu-jitsu is super cool. Really intriguing time to be a fan of the sport. I think that this invitational is, first of all, it's going to be an amazing event.
Yeah, and he booked the event that ADCC used to, the venue that ADCC used to use.
Oh, nice.
So it's not like he's going super shit low budget, nothing like that.
No, it's a nice arena. It's like an arena. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Two weight classes, above 80 and under 80.
Yeah. And it's interesting, too, to hear him talk about it. He's like, as somebody that's never thrown an event, he's like, I was shocked at how cheap we got the venue. He's like, I didn't think he's like, and now I'm like, wait a minute, what are you guys doing with all the money? What are you doing? You know,
it's because they booked a T-Mobile Arena, dude. That stadium costs money, and when you hear the ADCC officials, Mo specifically, talking about it, he wants to have a certain level of legitimacy, and that's why he chooses to put so much money into having it at a venue like that. I don't necessarily agree with that, business decision, but he's a millionaire. And I'm talking shit in my basement with you.
But it doesn't make sense to me, because for him to be doing this and having to pull with the level of grapplers and he's got the Michael Jordans of jiu-jitsu on speed dial. And to me, I think this is waking him up to the fact that there's competition. And for that reason, I think next ADCC after this one, Mo is gonna snap.
Well, he's
gonna be like $5 million to the winner.
The event hasn't even happened yet, and he's already raised the women's prize. Now they're making the same as the men.
I didn't know that. How much? 10,000?
I think it is 10,000. Yeah,
that's fucking hilarious.
He's raised the price. So some people are getting a little more money, and then there's people saying that there's other people getting even more money, like under the rug, that people don't know about, like athletes, getting cut checks on the side. But so it's already affecting it. I think that athletes are waking up to the fact that they may or may not have been getting taken advantage of in the past couple of years, or the money's been mismanaged.
Yeah, I think it comes from him just taking advantage of, number one, the martial arts aspect of it, that it's about prestige, it's about pride, it's about performing. Right, so these guys, like a lot of these guys, kind of have that.
Yeah, they're going there. They're not going there for money. They're going for blood.
Yeah, they're going there to win and to say I'm ADCC champ. Like, now I am literally a samurai on this earth. So when they want to do that, I think he takes advantage of that. And also, some of the best grapplers in the world are not well off financially. They're not. You look at the places where the greatest grapplers come from. I mean, these dudes are coming from some of the poorest countries in the world. Some of the most meager means that any athletes have ever come from, aside from, we're talking about soccer, really, is like the only sport where so many of the greatest athletes come from not good places. And I'm not talking about a borough with violence. No, I'm talking about dirt floors in your bedroom. Those guys are different.
Yeah.
And I'm
talking about sandals with motorcycles with sandals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Where nobody's worried about skin in their toes. And that kind of thing, I think Mo has either intentionally or unintentionally possibly taken advantage of that financial state that some of the greatest are in, and just kind of threw him 10 grand. I mean, to not change the prize money from the 90s to now, you're talking about multiple decades. You're talking about 2.5 decades, where there's never been an increase in the prize money, and we want to talk about like equal pay and stuff like that. 10 grand, Bobby.
Look at the arena they're doing it in, dude. It's like, you guys definitely have money. What are we doing here? This is the Sheiks. This is the Abu Dhabi Combat Championship.
Yeah, dude.
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about that place, but I know that there's money there.
Bro, the taxis are Lamborghinis and shit.
Yeah.
The taxis are Benzes.
Yeah. Cop cars, also Lamborghinis.
Yeah, stop it.
Yeah. So there's money. You guys can pay these athletes some money. I hope it does change.
They behave like slave traders and shit. Like they're just trading gladiators. They're like, throw them this 10 grand. It's like, nah, dude. That's not what it is. They got an option now. Now they got somewhere else to go and get paid.
Yeah.
To show up for 10 grand? Bro, that'll reimburse their travel cost. Right there.
Yeah, and they're covering all that. They're like, he's going to have like good accommodations, because these are all things that people complain about. About the ADCC. But we're over the hour.
We are over the hour, and we're going way down this rabbit hole of jiu-jitsu. Thank you guys for everybody that hung around. I know it's very niche content. Sorry, guys. Sometimes that's got to happen. But that's what we got. It's Master None Podcast, and this is episode 205. I know I skipped the announcements earlier, but what I do want to do is just please urge you guys on your way out, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, make sure you hit that notification bell so that you never miss a single live episode or any shorts or clips that we post or any other videos that we possibly pre-record. So if you don't find us on your favorite audio podcast listening platform, that's if you're not able to watch the video version, can't find us on your favorite audio podcast listening platform like Apple Podcasts, Google Play Store, Stitcher, Podbean, iHeartRadio, we're on all those. If yours is a weird one and we don't know about it, Berto about to let you know what you can do.
Join the Discord and harass us until we place the podcast in your obscure podcast listening platform. That's all right, guys. Which camera? Which one am I looking at? Where am I looking at? Is there a snare in my headphone?
No, the music's not working. All right, guys, we appreciate y'all. We're just going to go out.
I got it.
Bing.